Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here. We're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. This is for the week of February 24th, 2022. The current character challenge is Arkham Killer Croc, which is a 1-week repeat. The required characters for that are Harley Quinn, Flash, and Sinestro, all at bronze. It is not a reduced challenge ladder like I said last week.
But minimum
It's not Suicide Squad, but yeah, but it's very easy to get. Yeah. So,
you can get them at golds, I think, but
yeah, for sure.
Bother?
And his passive is Apex Predator, which is Killer Croc gains armor when he tags in or does a special attack. Arkham character's special attack use also give Killer Croc armor. He's got 1,240 attack and 1,360 health. He was last available on the 29th of April, 2021.
Yeah. So just the funny thing, I mean, he's one of the few characters whose base stats are not a multiple of 50.
Yeah, they're weird numbers a little bit.
Yeah. And he's a spectacular tank. And we've demonstrated him a few times. We even got a Killer Croc playlist. And we talked about it last week when Tantu Totem was the multiplayer reward. And I think it's worth mentioning again. This kind of character, Killer Croc, is another reason why Tantu Totem has been such a game changer in ways that aren't nearly as obvious as just doing specials. Mm-hmm. Because Killer Croc has a passive that relies on specials. First part, he needs to be doing the specials. But the second part, I think, is where he really shines, where he builds armor when a teammate does a special. I mean, tag in, sure, you just don't tag in enough. It doesn't happen enough.
Yeah, as long as they're Arkham.
Right. So he no longer needs to be the special specialist to take advantage of his passive, meaning all 3 gear slots, you can use them and make him more tanky instead of trying to make him better at doing specials or doing more specials. Mm-hmm. Which is great because you completely avoid that problem you sometimes have with characters like, for example, Metahuman Flash. Do you give Metahuman Flash power generation gears to do more specials to trigger his passive? Or do you give him basic damage gears to make him more powerful when his passive triggers? Mm-hmm. Right? And then that sort of trade-off means that it feels like you can't really maximize his potential. Killer Croc's no problem, right?
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, it's very much like being a Justice League teammate of New 52 Wonder Woman, because Killer Croc's passive lets him take advantage of someone else being the specialist. The same way being on the Justice League team lets New 52 Wonder Woman be the specialist, but you still benefit from it. Mm-hmm. And in this current world, he's a great teammate as a tank if you want a damage over time specialist, because his armor lets him be a really good meat shield, and he can waste a bunch of time while damage over time finishes, which is why he's so good on an Arkham Knight Catwoman team. Mm-hmm. And then you stick in Arkham Knight Batgirl as sort of the necessary, like she's the best teammate, I think, for any Arkham team. And then you've got a great Arkham team.
Yeah. So there we go. We should expect Killer Frost Prime next week. We are more than 2 runs through our complete 43-week cycle of the challenges. Right. We're in our 6th week of the 3rd cycle. Right. And then just a reminder, as always, this 43 character cycle is missing 23 characters in it, unfortunately. Yeah. This week's multiplayer reward is Scarecrow's Mask, which becomes Scarecrow's Ventilator Mask. It reflects 40% of blocked special damage back at the opponent. On tag-in, healing is negated for 10 seconds, and then the evolved ability, which is on tag-in, 100% chance to hide enemy players' character icons. It was last available on the 22nd of July, 2021. We have a 31-week cycle for online multiplayer rewards. We are on the 60th week of sort of an uninterrupted run of repeating the cycle over and over again.
So 31 of full cycle, 29th of the current one. So in another couple of weeks, we'll have done the complete cycle twice.
Yeah, and if the pattern holds, we should see Cassandra Cain Batgirl next week.
So this has got to be one of the biggest letdowns. Like I'm trying to think of, in the multiplayer challenge reward cycle, is there ever a bigger letdown than going from Tantu Totem, which is literally the best gear, the most important gear in the entire game, to one of the worst legendary gears.
It's kind of how like opposite sides of the die are paired, like a 6-sided
So
die
they
where
add
it's
to
like
7?
a 1 and a 6 on the opposite
Right.
sides. Yeah, so it'd be like going from a 6 to a 1.
Yeah. So I got to point this out, right? That the kicker, it's almost like a kick in the teeth. It's an insult that in order to get this ability, you have to evolve the gear, and it's the worst. It's hiding the enemy player's characters. It is useless against the AI
Yeah.
because they tag in randomly anyways. They don't care who's tagging in. So if they can't tell who it is, it's just more of the same.
Yeah, and it's not a good gear. Like, getting it used against you, too, also doesn't matter. Because a lot of times you, like, know where your people are.
Yeah,
or you just hold off or whatever.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Reflecting blocks specials damage is okay. As long as most of your reduced damage is from gear effects. Otherwise, it means you need to take some damage to get any benefit out of this.
Yeah.
And negating healing for such a short period of time, for 10 seconds, it's almost like it never has an impact on the fight, right? You have to be...
Yeah.
They have to have low health, because if they don't have low health and they heal themselves, who cares? They have to have low health, they have to have enough power, and they have to be ready to heal themselves at the moment that you tag in or within those 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Not useful.
Most gear is better than this. If you picked, I think, a random gear that was fully maxed out, I think the vast majority of the time it would be better than this gear.
I can think of a lot of 2-star gears that I would rather have over this one.
Yeah. Seriously. Anyways, in the store, we have the Killer Frost bundle for $24.99 Canadian, as always. Comes with 100,000 credits. It does not unlock in the store. That's a clue to what next week's challenge is. And
potential confirmation.
Yeah.
Next week's, because that's what we expect from the cycle.
And we've got a sort of triple confirmation this week,
right,
because we also have the Killer Frost challenge pack.
Is this the first time that's ever happened?
I think
it feels
so.
like it is, where you can get it through, like you have the same opportunity to get the same character in a pack with credits or with money.
Yeah, so the Killer Frost challenge pack is the 200,000 credit pack, and that gives you the 6.16% chance of getting Killer Frost instead of the 2.86% chance that you normally get of getting any individual character. So yeah, it's weird. I think this is the first time, and the fact that both of these are happening at the same time, and that's what our prediction is, I would be shocked if it wasn't Killer Frost. If it wasn't Killer Frost, it would feel like they were doing it on purpose as a joke.
That we were being punked?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I guess the discussion that we've gone in before about these targeted challenge packs is they've almost picked the numbers perfectly, so that if you want nobody else except for this one character and you plan on selling back everything else that you get,
then it's a little bit of a deal.
It's a little bit of a deal. But if you need maybe 2 or 3 characters in the pack, then it's not a deal at all. You're better off going for the regular challenge pack.
It'll be cheaper in the long run.
It will be, yeah. We did the math. You don't have to.
Yeah.
We even did a video.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We also have a lot of stuff that's been hanging around. So the character bundle Darkside War, it's its 2nd week. The Survivor Pack is its 7th week. Character bundle Batman Universe is its 12th week. Most Wanted Pack has been around for 19 weeks. And then we have all of the celebration packs again. So if you're Joker, Aquaman, or Shazam, I guess it's just been one non-stop party for 5 to 7 weeks, depending on who you are.
Stop celebrating. Right, 5 weeks for everybody except for Aquaman, who's been around for 7 weeks.
Yeah.
So he appreciates having the company more only because he spent more time lonely.
Yeah.
On his own. Yeah.
For sure. In our Survivor, we have the Lex Core gear set until the 9th of March 2022. Phantom Zone is back for 1 more week. Fight 62 is still broken. And last weekend's breakthrough was Lex Luthor, Batman, and Doomsday. So this coming weekend should be Bane, Killer Frost, and Ares.
Just in time for you to have Killer Frost.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Or actually, no, sorry.
Or no,
it's the opposite.
Next week. Just too late. Barely too late.
Yeah, that's too late. I feel like they do that a lot.
Yeah.
Where it's just out of...
The good news is that this cycle is short enough that you never have to wait.
Maybe that's the temptation to buy the pack, or you spend some credits on the challenge
so
pack.
they can break through it early?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, the way that the cycles, I think they just line up sometimes. I can't imagine they do it on purpose. Yeah. So if you are looking to look at the breakthrough cycle yourself, there's a link in the description to a Reddit thread from Devlin16 that has the complete breakthrough cycle. And we have taken to only going through the glitches at the first of every month. If you want to check our glitch playlist, you can look at all the working glitches. If you want to look at the first video this month, which I believe was February 3rd,
Right.
That recap will have all the information where we talk a little bit more about each of the glitches. But the sort of main thing is that everything's exactly the same.
Right. I think if anything changes, we're happy to do it differently. But after doing this for a few years now, where we end up saying the same stuff at the end, it feels like it's probably not a great use of our time or your time.
Stuff used to shift a little more.
Yeah.
And stuff is pretty well settled down. So yeah, we don't need to tack that on. And if you really want to, you can give us the extra view and engage a little more and go back to that video every week and just listen to it again every week of the month.
Because it's still us.
Yeah.
And the one thing I do want to point out, though, that the challenge reset glitch has been confirmed to be working on this week's Arkham Killer Croc challenge.
Yeah. And so there we go. That's it for this week.
Yeah. Well, we like to thank our patrons on Patreon at the end of our videos. And that would be BomboBen, Console Peasant, and Edwoon at the top tier last word. Sinemac and Mohammed Albshaiti at the Your Message Here tier. Shawn, Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Maule, Michael DeVries, Brandon C., Irvin Ruiz, and Eddydoo at the credited level. And Chris Wolff, Scarlet, Dani, Awesomegamer 241, Pavu RS, Gavin, Mallott, and Isfar E. at the gratitude level.
Thank you so much for your support, and thanks so much to all of you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Komoda.